Hello friends and very warm welcome to today's session. Today we will be quickly discussing about some important points regarding identity and access management. So let's quickly summarize those. IAM is universal and not region specific free service. So while we study different AWS services, many of those are region specific. For example, if we talk about EC2, that is Elastic Cloud Compute, you can actually create a machine in any of the regions like US, Europe, or in any of the region like Asia. So based on geography, so that you give best service to your clients and you know where the machines are based on your requirements. But talking about IAM, it's not region specific, it's global, and it's a free service. You can create any number of users groups, just because the thing behind is the software. You are not actually creating any physical resources over there. A root account is the account that you initially set up when an AWS account is created. So if you quickly followed my link that I pasted in last few of my you can say videos, there was a link for creating new AWS account, and the account that you create with those, that is called a root account. It's a very basic account and has the major set of credentials or set of, you can say, access. So make sure you don't share that account with anyone. New IAM users have no permission by default until you assign it. So using that root credentials, you will create IAM users. And when you create new IAM users, defaultly those users have no permission until you attach any policy to that. Policy is something that we discussed in our last lecture. And don't worry, we will be discussing a JSON form of that policy as well in our upcoming lectures. You can connect to AWS account in three ways. So basically there are three ways you can connect to AWS account. Let's see which are those. AWS Console. So AWS Console is nothing but a UI, the way you log into the AWS UI with your credentials, and you can see the look and feel. So that is AWS Console. AWS CLI, that is command line interface. So this is like when you want to run some script or you want to try things from a backend, you can use command line interface. SDK, which is a kind of software development kit. So when you want to use some services from the command line interface, again, you will have to carry out various actions. So Boto 3 is a kind of software development kit. This is a special, you can say, modules which are created by Amazon so that you can do various things. For example, if I can create, delete, and do a lot of things in the UI with an EC2 instance. The same thing you can do with the software as well, with the help of this software development kit, where you can create instances, delete instances, copy and files from S3 to EC2. You can, whatever you can do from the UI can be done with the command line interface and with the combination of CLI and you can say SDK as well. So these are the three forms by which you can connect to your AWS instances, or sorry, to your AWS account and any services. Access keys are used only for CLI and SDK, not for console access. So secret and access key are something that are used for programmatic access. That means maybe those are used for scripts. And of course, you would run those scripts using CLI or SDK. So that's where you would need this access keys. Access keys and secret keys are created for programmatic access. It can be seen only once, that is at the time of creation. So like I said, access keys and secret keys are used for programmatic, like programmatic in the sense for scripts. But once you create this access and secret key, you can see those only once. That's at the time of creation. And don't worry if you cannot see it next time, you can anyways create new ones. And this, this is just for security, maintaining that security of your account. You can create two access keys at a time. You can delete and recreate new keys as well. So let's say I created a pair of access key. Let's call this as the first key. And then I have to create a second pair of access keys. So secret and access key. Now this is my second pair. If I want to create a third pair, I cannot do that until I delete the previous ones. So in case if you don't remember those, you can delete those and create new ones, like I said. And that's how you can keep those rotating. And at the max, you can have two pairs of access keys. IAM identities are users, groups, and roles. So identities, something that we studied in our last lecture over components. So the basic are users, groups, and consoles. Roles. So you create users, then you add them to the groups, and you can create roles. And to the roles, ultimately, what you can attach is policy, which actually would give the access to those AWS resources. Don't worry, we would also be discussing a sample policy in our next lectures. You can set MFA on your root account for security. So AWS recommends not to use your root account. So something that the account that you created following my last you can say YouTube video, that is called your root account. And the recommended thing is to create IAM user with an administrator right for yourself, and now use that administrator user for your next course of actions, whatever we would be doing, and not the root user. So whatever you just created, I mean, when you logged in for the first time your AWS console, that is called as a root user, and AWS doesn't recommend to use that. You can set up password rotation policy as a best practice. So just like in your companies, you might have seen there are password rotation policy where you need to change your password maybe in 30 or 60 days. When you change it, you cannot repeat those old passwords. It doesn't have to be the dictionary word, or maybe you can keep it 8 or 9 characters long. It needs to be a combination of alphanumeric and special characters. So you can define all those things, and I think that is what we would have in our upcoming lectures. So don't worry if you have not understood it. We'll discuss that in detail. But these were the quick summary points of IAM. You can say features of IAM. So that's all we had in this lecture. I would wait to see your comments or your experience in the comment section. So just let me know your reviews, and also let me know if you want me to discuss any specific points or any specific technical areas or even non-technical areas regarding solution architects associate. So see you in the next section. Thank you.